unfortunately. Okay. Logan, they have a different spreadsheet. Southern Rockies has a different spreadsheet. Oh, darn it. I don't have their spreadsheet. And the Logan team over here, they have their spreadsheet and they have a certain number as well. All right. So their number is more than this. I think I don't have a full, I don't have all the stuff that I need to have here. Okay. So I'm not going to try to mess with it. Okay. Am I on this spreadsheet right now? Yeah. Okay, great. So what's going to happen is we need to have you guys go to a certain website. All right. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Um, so I need to find that site real quickly here, and it's kind of a weird URL. So I'm going to have you guys, especially if you have your list, we need you to go to this. So Parker, you have your spreadsheet, right? Because you're in Logan. So I need to get the this is how we register your accounts so that we can start messaging these people. And here is the link. Okay, so copy link. All right. And then we'll go here and I'll put it in the chat box. So I need you guys to go ahead and click on that link. And if you don't have the ability to click on it, Ethan, just text me and Kenzie right now. Um, and um, your your, I'm sorry, your AM's TLA people must go to this website ASAP now. Okay. All right. So everyone click on that real quick. I'm going to go ahead. I'm still sharing screens, right? So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to register my account. And this is what this is, guys, is I think you already know this, but and you got to hear me loud and clear on this. This organization, if you will, it's VAs, virtual assistants. So it's could be someone that lives in Philippines, it could be someone that lives in anywhere, and they're going to go into your Instagram and there's a certain number of messages we can send without if you spam people 400 messages in a day, Instagram shuts you down really dang fast. Does everyone understand that? Okay. Um, and so we can only message about 25 people per day before you like get in jail. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make an example here with Brinley. Brinley, your office, Bucky's done all the finding. He has 1,700 handles, right, Brinley? But we want to get a bunch of those people where you're the one that's going to message them versus Bucky. And you probably already know this. It seems like you do. So what you want to do is you want to get your own self registered right now. Okay. And here's the one thing that matters. If and when um, let's say they go into your account and they need to start messaging, but somehow your Instagram filter is like, whoa, 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 who's this person going into this Instagram account? Is this someone like going to steal somebody's identity? And you have to respond. Do you guys see this? I understand that I will most likely receive multiple verification texts per day from one of our team members, the people that are going to send the messages. And Instagram will be wanting to make sure that this is a real, legit thing. And so they'll text you, hey, someone's logging into your account, Tim. Someone's logging into your account, Parker. Are you okay with that? Because they want to know if you're in the Philippines. And again, these virtual assistants will literally go into your account. Listen closely. They'll go into your account, they'll send 25 messages, and they will exit your account and go to the next account of anyone in Tennessee or Texas that's sending messages like this. And they'll go in and they're going to do their thing. But if you don't respond and go immediately, hey, here's the Instagram code, that code Instagram just asked me for, you have to, and they will always text you and say, hey, we're trying to log into your account, can you go ahead and give us the code? And you're going to say yes, and then you'll respond promptly. And understand this. If we don't do this right away, it'll delay the whole process. And here's the thing, guys. We actually have an SMRA training. I'm going to show you this. We're trying to recruit SMRAs. Nod your head if you understand that. We're trying to recruit SMRAs. What's an SMRA? An SMRA is a social media recruiting assistant. right? And we're trying to find SMRAs for today's the 7th, right? Here's today. And on the 25th, the Wednesday, so 26th, we're going to run our first training. Why is there audio? Oh, you can just leave audio down by the bottom where the mic is. Go to the mic and hit leave audio. Okay, because you're sitting right in front of me. So you don't need my. Okay, you're good. So you hit leave audio. Do you see the little caret?
Or you can just probably turn.
Oh, no, no, no. You go to more. Go to more. Sorry. Go to more because you're on an iPad. So go to more, the little three dots, and hit leave audio. Leave computer audio or something like that. Okay. Got it? Okay. So we good, guys? So we're trying, today's the 7th. We got 19 days. Now do the math on this. If you have 1,700 messages, Provo, and in 19 days, you try to send 1,700 messages, that's 100 per day. Everyone nod your head. 100 per day. You got to have 4 accounts doing this, right? So Emma, Brinley, what needs to happen with your list, guys, is you need to be like Emma needs to take some of Bucky's. Brinley needs to take some of Bucky's because he's gotten the most. Good for him for getting the research done. But now, Brinley, you need to assign. You got to say, I'm taking the people from this college. Or, if you know a lot of, see, I just changed Bucky to Brinley there. So I got to change that to Brinley and change that to Brinley. For example, I'm going to change it back just because I don't want to mess with your stuff. But this needs to happen today because here's the thing, guys. They are not necessarily working Saturday and Sunday. Now, the VAs do, but the people that are setting up this registration right here, they're not working Saturday and Sunday necessarily. I don't know the answer to that. I just know that today is like the day we need to make sure we're registering. So initially, what we need to do, Emma, Brinley, focusing on Provo for a second, and Michaela, is you need to go ahead and hit yes, I will respond. Everyone nod your head and understand why we need to respond to those texts with those codes that will let the people get in there. Does everyone understand that? I need the first little thing there. So let me go to the next. And now I'm going to go ahead and go in here. And while I'm doing this, why don't you guys do this? So I'll talk through this. So division is IMD or Intermountain, right? The office name in our case is Salt Lake City. So you would put SLC North if you're Saul, right? Provo for Provo. The office town, if a different, okay? If your territory is in a town or different than the office name, please let us know. So this is for like offices called Anoka County, something like that. OC for Orange County, right? So our town is in Sandy. My office is in Sandy. My account owner's name, that's me, Phil Bolander. My email, okay? You guys know how to type in answers to these questions. The account owner's cell phone. This one's so important because this is when they're going to text you. And it's going to be at weird times because they're in the Philippines, let's assume. So they're 12 hours ahead of us. So you might get a text at 5 a.m. They're trying to leave the work for the day. They're trying to be done with work at 5, 6, 7 o'clock. And at 5 a.m. our time, they're going to be like, bruh. So as soon as you see this message, it might be 2 hours old. Thumbs up if you all are tracking on that, right? It might be an old message from 2 hours ago, but you need to see it. And when you see it, you got to do it. Okay. So now what I need to do is I need to go to Instagram. So I'm going to go to Instagram here, right? And I need to know my Instagram crap. So you guys might even have to help me on this. Okay. All right. So, because I can handle Instagram, but I just don't know how to do some of this stuff. Okay. Instagram, you're gonna need to be getting into someone else's Instagram. If she said Shay's gonna do it, then that's fine. So what was my little Google form? It says username, wait, the username, cell phone, email used to log into your Instagram account. I'm gonna put same. And then my name, what's my name? Phil.Bolander. Can everyone agree with me? That's my handle. Am I wrong or am I right? My handle is Phil.Bolander. Wow, that's pretty sweet. I didn't even know that. Okay. Same email and phone. Bill.Bolander is my handle. His handle. Okay. Account login password. Holy moly.
That's the one.
Bro, I have no idea. Let's do this. I'm gonna switch and I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go password. Wait. Uh let's I'm gonna do this. Can we see it? How many is that? Okay, good. So I clearly don't know my. So I'm gonna show it and let's try this. Let's see if this is it. Am I wrong? I'm clearly wrong. So now I'm gonna go. There you go. I think I got it. Say I'm gonna update my password. Boom, save it. Okay, Mel Robbins, everybody. So now I just figured it out, didn't I? Good job, Phil. So now I know my password. So got it. And then desired start date, everybody type the 10th. The 10th of November, which is Monday morning. Please provide the link here. So if you're using your own Google Sheet, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the link to this sheet, okay? And it's SLC 25, right? And somewhere in here, I think I have some names, but apparently I don't, okay? But I'm still going to take the link to this sheet. Whoop. I'm going to go here. I'm going to get copy link to this sheet. I'm just going to get it this way. And go to this, and go all, and connect. Okay, I'm going to put in the chat box. For most of you, this is the link. Parker, this isn't your link, right? But everyone else, this is your link.
Is Peyton in this breakout room right now?
Peyton is not in this break. Oh, Peyton's here. Yeah, Peyton just got here. Okay. So now I put the link to, why does it say embed Facebook? That's interesting. Okay. But I don't know how computer coding goes. Okay. And office position. I am the DM or DVM here, right? And send SMRA or pay to post messages instead of yes. So this means we are recruiting social media help, not reps for Cutco. So I'm going to hit yes on that and I'm going to hit submit. This needs to be done when? Right now? Because I'm going to make a phone call. When this call ends, I'm going to make a phone call and say, Peter, I just registered 7 people, 12 people for this. Can you get it pushed through so we can start messaging on Monday? Everyone with me on that? Now, the good news is, Brinley, you have time to pull your people from Bucky's list as into your stewardship, right? So if you say, Bucky, I'm taking names 50 to 500. I'm taking these 450 names, and those are your names. 450 at 25 messages a day would be 18 days. Am I wrong? 22 days? What is that? 25 messages. So it'd be 4 times 4. It'd be 17 days, 18 days. So it would take you 18 days, Brenly, which is exactly what we need. If I'm you, Brenly, I'm taking 450 to 500 of the names. It's 25 messages sent from your account every morning, assume morning. And then you're going to respond to the 3 people that respond. Is everyone pretty chill on that? Like, you understand? I wish 25 people responded, but they're not. And if they're like, F you, dude, all right. That's it. I don't worry about that. Right? I don't worry about that one person. What I'm concerned with is the people that get the message like, oh my gosh, I've been praying for a job. Right? That's who I concern myself with. And I want to be very clear. I'm glad I'm recording this. You might think, if you've been on a mission, you were a young missionary and then you were an experienced missionary. And when you're a young missionary, you're like, every person I meet, that I got to get everybody. I got to make sure everybody gets baptized, right? And you never get lazy about that. But trust me, by the time you've been on your mission a couple months, you're like, okay, I can't freak out about everybody because I got to focus on the people that are responding. And I'm not going to triple knock on someone's door who tells me not to come back, right? I'm gonna take the people who are responding, who are interested, and those are the people I'm gonna focus on. Is everyone with me on that? So if someone's like rude or doesn't respond, or if someone says something about Cutco or Vector, we don't take it personally. We say, hey, no problem if you don't, it's not for everybody, so good luck, have a nice day. Not like F you, buddy, right? Like we don't need to get into that. We don't need to Bible bash, right? For example. But what we do is we just say, hey, have a great day and good luck in your future endeavors. And we just move on. Because we're going to focus on the people that respond. And then once you got responses, what if they say, I'm not interested? And after you've responded with a couple of the preset responses, so you'll copy paste these snippets and you'll say, here, whatever you say. And then they stop being interested. You just don't move. You don't even worry about the people that stop being interested. We're trying to message 1,700 people in Provo and get 5, 8 social media recruiting assistants launched. Do you guys with me on that? Okay. So that's what needs to happen. So yeah, Brinley, thank you. Answer, you can unmute. But again, between now and let's say messaging starts Monday, Brinley, 2 things. Your job, Brinley, is to change the names of these people to you, because that tells the people, let's say in the Philippines, that I'm going to message from your account these 450 people, and then from Bucky's account these 450 people, and from Emma's account these 450 people. If you've already assigned them, Emma, there you go. Emma's got names 1,700 whatever, in this area. She's got all these names. That's who they will message. Now, interesting, there's a bunch of Utah State people. I'm not sure why. Oh, Utah Eastern. That makes sense. Okay. So now UVU is what I should see, and BYU and stuff like that. And then the other thing that needs to happen is there's snippets. And the snippets are just like conveyor. Let me go clearly through this, guys. We're going to start messaging when? Monday the 10th. Okay? And let's say we have these 5 people, or it's Emma and Brinley and Bucky, we'll call it. And we're trying to get out 50, 60 messages per day with, multiple accounts, 25 per account. You guys all reading this? And then if we send out 1,000 messages, we're only going to get 40 people that are legit interested. Let's pretend. It could be less. It could be more, excuse me. Probably more, but we're going to assume low averages. So we'll probably get, for every 200 or every 25 names, someone's going to be interested. So if you send 25 messages a day, you might get 1 response. You might get 3. Does everyone already understand the radioactive decay, that like we're going to go from 1,000, 1,700 names down to like whatever that is, number of responses? It's not a ton. Okay. In fact, 1,700 names would be at most 68 responses roughly with these numbers. And then from there, we'll be calling them. And there's a script, if you guys can see my screen. The script is, here's the call to set them up for an interview. You with me? And then here's a reason, you schedule them for an interview, and it's literally a page and a half. It's just telling them, hey, here's what the job is. Brinley, I'm going to, of course, have you ask your question. Sorry it took me so long. Actually, one more time. And that is this. If you get 40 apps, you're probably going to have that. That's going to be your results. We might get 10 responses. Sorry, 10 people might. This is our first time going through it. We might launch 6. We might not even launch 10 if we have 1,000 handles. Okay? Brinley, what's your question?
Sorry to interrupt.
Not
My
at all.
question is, what is the purpose of the form? Because that's a lot of personal information that I'm not super comfortable with
Yeah,
putting
sure.
in a Google form that's not very secure.
Great question. I mean, nothing's secure on the internet, right? And this literally goes to the one person, right, so to speak, that is having that. This is the people. This is the people that our entire company uses. Not this people. So I'll stop sharing screens. This is a company that we've been using for 15 years for social media. where for this short campaign, there's going to be some person in the Philippines or in, I don't even know, Virginia, right? And they're going to be the person that just sends those 25 names. Okay. And here's why the answer is kind of the same. Connor says, why don't we just send the 25 messages? Honestly, because we work with college kids. And it's like you're on social media for everything else, and it makes sense that you would do it. But this way we know with like while we're asleep, someone sends those 25 messages, logs out of your account, goes to the next person who's an assistant manager in Austin, Texas, sends 25 messages, and then the next person has a manager who's in, you know, Santa Monica, California. They send 25 messages, and the it's all just to go in and send 25 messages per person. And that's
Okay.
the only reason.
And then from there, we respond. So we don't
Yes.
send the initial message, but we respond
Exactly.
to the people that
We
respond
do
to the
we do
initial
all
message.
the talking after that.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a great fair
that
question.
makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I'm glad you helped me get to that answer. That is important. So all it is to make sure that 1,700 messages don't get, because you and I would be as salespeople, you're like, oh man, if I got that many demos and I sold that much, let me do this many demos and sell this much, and we'll just want more, and then we'll put ourselves in jail. So these guys that are, the virtual assistants, they're way smarter than us, and they have spider sense of when they're sending too many messages better than you and I would do. Because for sure, 100%, if I was given the ability to text or message 1,700 people, and you guys know Bucky, he would just send messages and send messages and send messages. He'd be in jail in 12 minutes. You know what I mean? And it's Instagram jail. It's not like you did anything wrong. It's just Instagram be like, bro, this is a robot. Bucky is a robot. They would think Bucky's a robot. Someone's got a bot doing all the things, right? Um, and so this way they'll be like, ooh, this account's getting a little hot because they have some sort of extra information. And that's why also I'll go ahead and say in my limited knowledge, if you're actively messaging other friends and you're actively posting on your dessert pictures from your dinner tonight, and you're actively posting anything, I'm playing flag football, the more active you are not direct messaging people, that will help your account stay super fresh. And they're going to be like, oh, she's just a normal college kid. She's on Instagram all the time. Does everyone understand that? But and that's why also people will respond to your account more if they are like, yeah, this person is on Instagram all the time. But remember, all we're trying to do, let me go back to that handout again. We're trying to take the handout says, ready? The handout is very clear. It's if we start with 1,000, these are metrics that are pretty firm. If we start with 1,000 handles, so no office is over 1,000 except Provo. Everyone else is under 1,000. So the task right now is to get to 1,000 by Sunday night. So Ethan, Tim, everybody, we need to get you some more assignments. Parker, we need you working this, dude. Right? From what I saw, your office is way below where it needs to be. Okay. And God bless Bucky because his office is way above, but it's not because, and bless your hearts, Michaela and Brinley and Emma, Bucky's that guy. He's him. He's the one that he's just after it, right? And so 1,000 handles, if we get 55 messages sent out per day for 27 days, right? 2 accounts, 27 days. By the third SMRA training, we're going to get 1,000 messages out. It's going to come down to 40 applications for SMRA. We'll call them using this script, right? And then we will interview them. 60% of them will show, which is 24 people show to an SMRA interview. We run 24 SMRA interviews. We hired 22 of them. We launched half of them. And those 11 people that will be trained from now for this training date And then the ones that we message after that date, we'll be putting in this training. And the ones that we'll message after that date, we'll put into this training. And we hope to launch, what is it, guys? 11. We might be way more efficient, but if messaging 1,000 people, we're going to get like barely a 1 out of 100 that's like in, or that launches. How long might they last? They might last 1, 2, 4 days, and they're going to make $100 or $200. But what they'll generate, 11 SMRAs, if we just get one more friend on the team, one of their friends on the team, and the SMRA could launch as a trainee. So after they make $200, they're like, you know what? This job's pretty cool. I like Phil. I like Bucky. I like Shay. Right? And the people that I recruited, shoot, 2 of my friends are already selling Cutco and they're killing it. I'll join the team. And they can transition from being an SMRA to being a rep within a week. But they're interested in making $200. Right? So 11 SMRAs might turn into 11 sales reps. If those SMRAs or one of them gets like 6 friends and some of them get none or one, you might launch more than, one per person. You might launch 2, but then those 2, 11 or 5 of those 11 SMRAs plus these 22 reps, let's say 5 of them want to sell Cutco. Well, that's 27 new reps potentially. What was it from? It's from 1 of 100. If we send 1,000 messages, 1 out of every 100 winds up working here as an SMRA. What do the SMRAs do? 1, they'll put up social media posts. 2, they'll turn in a rep list, a list of people that could be good Cutco reps. And what they'll also do is turn in a list of people that they know would be interested in making $200 as an SMRA. If it's just for the winter break, sure, I got a friend who needs $200, and they can refer their friend to me to be a $200, whatever you want to call it, temporary SMRA. They can also help us find more people to do social media posts, putting story posts up, right? And then they can also do Instagram messaging to their whole network. Like they might be like, I have 600 friends. I can message 400 of them because some of them are too young, too old, whatever. And they can message their network. And then after that point, they could definitely transition to being a rep, probably a rep. Possibility they could be someone that does more fire stuff, more that type of thing. All right. Any other questions real quick? Yes, Michaela. He's in the mall.
So
He's at the
when
Cutco booth.
they send those messages, are they going to go to our Instagram account?
Yeah, so
So
they're
we'll
going,
have to
that's why you
respond
have to,
on our Instagram.
yeah, that's why you have to provide your Instagram info because they log in, send 25 messages, log out, 25 messages, log out. You're then in charge of all the response.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a way for us to pay more and they'll do all the messaging. I don't trust that because I think you see a message pop up in your thing, you'll definitely handle it.
Yeah.
And you don't want them whatever, right? You're going to use probably the same response, but you're likely to see the response quicker when they're logging out of your account every time. They're not going to see your inbound responses.
Okay.
You're not going to see when people respond. They're not going to see when people respond. You're
Okay.
going to see that.
Okay.
Question,
Thank
Parker? Yeah, thank you, Michaela. Was that a question, Parker? Okay. This is a temporary thing. We're trying to get 10, 11 people per Provo, 10, 11 people for Salt Lake, 10, 11 people that make a couple $100. Your manager is going to spend a couple $1,000 potentially, right? And you're going to reap the rewards as an AM, right? You're going to reap the rewards of having, cool people that you might have, messaged, or you at least book them for an interview. You may not have messaged them because the virtual assistants message them, right? Here's why this matters. We're trying to win a trip to Cancun for all of you. when you book an SMRA for an interview, that's going to help with your fire, right? Because one of the ways that you can win the trip to Cancun, I think you guys know this, is when you book fire, right? When it's so funny because I think it's such a funny term if you're not like raised in Cutco. But if you book 100 people for interviews, and again, our first SMRA training is like the 26th of November. You book these people from the 21st of November. We're going to book them before this. And technically, an SMRA trained, SMRA booked for, for an interview, that's not going to be necessarily, I'm going to try and get this to work, but the point is they're going to get more reps. The SMRA is going to help us get more reps. And when the SMRA helps us get more reps, there's going to be more PRs and more fire to book from Cutco reps. Sorry, for Cutco reps, for reps to be, people to be booked from fire for a Cutco interview to be a sales representative. Your office has sales requirements to win the trip, like your office does. This is division manager qualifications. This is the district manager qualifications for how much business they have to do in December and how much in January. New offices like the Logan team, Parker, their numbers are right here, right? So Patrick has numbers to hit. You guys have numbers to hit. This is satellite. So this is like Kenzie, right here, Kenzie Smith. And then over here, guys, when you book someone for fire, the Anoka, I'm sorry, guys, all of a sudden, I just did career day. Want to hear a funny story? I did career day for the 3rd and 4th graders today at the elementary school. Yeah. So I went over there. I presented Cutco 4 times in an hour. So I cut 40 pennies in an hour. My hand is so tired. That's why I'm yawning right now. I'm just kidding. I'm yawning because I don't know why. Okay, but I got plenty of sleep. But I cut 40 pennies in an hour. I showed the camo pink and camo green hunting knives, and I was extra fired up about that. I showed the steak knife, and I cut the penny, and then I cut paper. If you want to get really good at selling Cutco, you take a piece of scrap paper, not your interview scripting, okay? But you take the paper and you put the scissors in and you put the paper in sideways and then close the scissors and it cuts the penny even when you put it in sideways. You know how you cut paper and it goes whoop and it won't cut with your elementary school scissors? So all the elementary school kids were like, no way, my scissors suck compared to Cutco. So I did that. And then I took the spatula spreader and I was like through paper, and I was just slicing paper, and I'm like, "Does this look sharp?" They're like, "No," and I go, "Watch." And I went through paper, and the kids were flipping out. And then after that, I talked about what I really do is I used to sell Cutco with like that, and they were of course impressed. And then I said, "But I'm a manager now. I'm a teacher, and of course I'm like I get to teach kids just like you guys get taught by your teacher." So that's why I do my job, So that's what I talked about was being a division manager and leader for an awesome product and for an awesome company. I bring that up because the people that SMRAs book for fire, or that we book from the SMRA referrals, they typically, SMRA social media recruits, have some of, if not the highest PPR. PPR is productivity per rep. So when you're a branch next summer, right? When you're an AM, if you only are an AM next summer, and your office has a 10K fast starter, Anoka County just had a $20,000 fast starter in November. 20 grand. No, it's not 2 steak dinners, but it's a crap ton of money and a bunch of prizes. Okay, but here's the thing, only during the reps that launch from here to here, this is why we're doing all the SMRA training, because they will launch people into this training, this contest period of 5 weeks, the 1st of December through the 4th of January. So the SMRAs will get some of the best PPR. Okay. Okay. And when your office sells one rep sells 12 grand, that rep can win the trip to Cancun. You could be the person that books the fire, someone for an interview, right? You could be the person that booked that person for the interview and you book 99 more. Okay. But if they sell 10K, 12.5 for their fast start, what did you get for 12.5? Some Cutco. What do they get when they sell 12.5? A freaking trip to Cancun. The kid who just had a 20K fast start, he does not get to go to Cancun. He can't go to Cancun. Not for his fast start. But he sells, but here's the thing, his friend could start. And if he has a 17.5 fast start, he can win. Now, how can that kid who just sold 20K for a fast start actually still go to Cancun? Same reason you can go to Cancun. Because if he has a friend, what are the two? Give me two fingers. What are the two requirements? Your friends, 1 to 7 of them, whatever, they launch in that time frame. They sell 3K. You got that box checked. The second box you need to check is your push. And if you get these extra credit, you book 100 fire and you turn in your top 50 list, right? Then you get 2 grand off of these numbers. You only have to sell 9 grand in the short push, the 14-day push, or you only got to sell 14 grand in the long push. Now, I would tell all of you to sell 5 grand in December because then you basically can qualify for both of these. Because if you sell 5 grand in December, you're basically right here. You only got to sell another 9 grand more. But on the other hand, sell 16 grand in 4 days. I don't care how fast you sell it, but sell 14 grand because if you get the 2,000 off, that's the second box, Parker, that you need to check. Right? You book the fire, that's just extra credit towards this. You turn in your top 50 list, which who did? Tim did, Parker did, Emma did, Connor, you have 5 or 6 more names to get. So you got to get your top 50. Jens, you're not at top 50 yet. Saul, you got 50, right? Ethan's got 50. So a number of you guys, you're already where you can get the extra credit, and now you get the trip. But that kid who had a 20K fast start, this is how he can qualify, or she. They can qualify by just being a part of the same contest you guys are in. But what if that kid's friend sells 17 grand? Now, for certain people that have the startup saved, Parker and some of you, Connor, Anthony, Kenzie, these guys have letters of commitment in some of them, right? You got to get the startup number up to this, and that just makes your quota for the sales be lower. If you've already got more money saved, then your quota for sales is lower. By the way, someone else who doesn't have a huge fast start, who's not even, if you're at 6K, if your friend or anybody here is under 6K, get to 6K by December 1st. Please, for the love of all things Cutco, get to 6K. There might be 2 of you on this call, maybe, that are under 6K. Get to 6K, bro. Okay, if you're not at 6K yet. Again, very, very few of you are under 6K. So, any questions on that? We chilling? Okay, really quickly, let's go ahead and do a quick review of no, that's not what I want. Okay, I want to go here. Yeah, thought that was the web, but it's not the web. Let's go. There it is. Okay, so remember your interview script today. Okay, the interview script. Let me get this link here for you guys. I think everybody has it. Want to make sure we're all on the right, same sheet of paper. Okay, it looks like a sheet of paper on the screen, right? There we go. There's the interview script. That's a really ugly link. Is it the right link? Yeah, it's the right link. Okay, but what do we have down here, guys? Where am I? Right here. Okay, look at me. Everyone look at me. I'm going to enlarge this so you guys can see it really clearly. Okay. At the very, very bottom of the normal script, what do we have? The December, January link. And the interview is we're going to come into the next, in fact, I'm going to give you basically the date that you're going to start using this script. Okay. And the way that I'll tell you is the next couple training classes are weekly. We have a normal training class this week that we're launching today. We have a normal training class that launches next week. We have a normal training class that launches the week after, before Thanksgiving. So in general, you can just stay. In general, you can just stay on the original interview. In general. But actually, I'm going to say this. You guys tell me. Remember, green and red. There's green and red words. We're getting November 7th. We're just starting at Costco and all the stores. There's the Christmas aisle. So right now, we can say the holiday season. That makes sense.
Yeah.
If I scroll down here, hey, we have people that work just during the holidays. It's about time to start talking about that. In fact, December, January. So it's about time to do this. Okay. And then we get to certain spots where it's like, yeah, I don't think we need that one. I'm not going to tell you guys what's wrong or right exactly. Remember, if it's green, you say it if it's before December 13th, right? So all this green stuff, we're saying if it's before December 13th. And what this does, because if they can train before the holidays, all of this stuff is going to make them want to sell Cutco more. Because they can train before the holidays, this is why they can use, and the green works. We're a month before the December 13th, aren't we, right? So this stuff works. Cutco's makes a great gift and blah, 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 right? People they're hiring for the holidays at Target. They're hiring for the holidays at lots of stores, right? Now, after December 13th, we start talking more about winter break. Do you guys understand the difference between the green and the red? The green stuff is verbiage that increases the show to training and increases the confidence testimony, if you will, that they believe that it's a worthwhile venture to do before the holidays, that we sell a lot during the holidays, and any business that sells anything should be capitalizing on the holidays, right? But then when they can't go to training before the holidays, see, the red turns because this is the last training that happens before Christmas, right? So that's why after December 15th, 13th, we're going to want to say why January is so huge. January is so huge. So they're like, oh, it's still worth my time, even though I only have 2 weeks to work before the break is over. Not that Christmas is over. They're like, at least the winter break is over, right? So again, green, you'll say before the 13th, which we can pretty much do now. Ms. Jones also, or you say, John, to the applicants also, I know it's in the holidays, but some of you might be traveling and other things. If there's any conflicts with this, we would review that with you if you're accepted for a position with regards to the training seminar times, right? Because if you just say the word holiday, 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 they're like, this is worth my time. They're like, they're killing it during the holidays. What store isn't, by the way? Anything that sells anything is going to sell a lot more in the holidays. But when you're on point, these types of verbiage things will help your increase your show to training increase greatly. So what I'm going to say is right now, I'm gonna go ahead and say you or we should be pretty much using all green verbiage in the interviews that we run tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Okay. So where was that interview script one more time?
About
At the bottom of what?
the
At the bottom of the normal script is the link to the December, January interview. So here's at the bottom of the normal interview is this link, and that opens this link, which is the same interview with just slightly different variations. And we should only be using the green. What does the green hype up? It hypes up why we sell a lot before the holidays or during the holidays. And then the red will hype up the winter break. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Is it down at the bottom or no? Ooh. Well, that's interesting. There's another link here. Is it to the same link? I don't even want to mess with that. Okay. I was like, what? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is go here to some green typing, green handwriting. There we go. So I'm going to go here, go here. I'm going to help us all. Go to the very top. And I'm going to go ahead and say Where can I put it? I want to put it at the end, but I'm not gonna. Wish I was good at Google stuff. Okay. I'm gonna go out of italics and say this green font equals use if potential trainees can train likely before Christmas. And then I'm going to go red. Find me some red font. Anything red, I'll go here. Go back up here. And I got to do what? I say red font. Use to highlight the value of still working during winter break. So if I say red, 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 what do people think of? They think of red. If I say purple, 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 they think of purple. So the more times we can say during the holidays, during the holidays, during the holidays, does it make sense to you guys why applicants will be like, this is worth my time during the holidays, worth my time during the holidays, during the holidays, during the holidays. Everybody's working during the holidays. But if I say winter break, 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 they're like, huh, this would probably work during the winter break. If we called it the February program, we have an amazing February program because people have been buying our products for 76 years because of Valentine's Day and President's Day. We live in America and we love to kiss each other and we love our presidents and we sell so much Cutco during February. And if we just said February, 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 we'd actually have more people like, yeah, February. February is the time to unload Cutco. And it's not like we're being false because guess what? People eat in February and they eat in March and it works year round. But when we say it's a created market, it is a created market and it is a very well created market because college kids need money. And this is some of the verbiage in the red and the green stuff. College kids need money year round, but they also need money in the holidays. They also need money, even though Christmas is over, they need winter break income because they need to be able to buy their books on January 5th. Do you guys like gather what we're talking about? We run the interview, but because we say during the holidays with green, or we say winter break with red, it makes them show and it makes them feel like it is going to be worth their time. And again, it's worth their time in April. It's worth their time in October. But when we create the market this time of year, those reps historically have the highest PPR. The winter break training classes that we run, I'm talking pre-Christmas, Avery Bradley launched. She sold 10 grand in her fast start, right, Parker? And she did 27, 8, 9, 30 demos, 32 demos during her winter break. And she sold 10 grand, made $2,000. That was worth every bit of work she did. She got that steak dinner for, in like February, we took her out. Okay, or maybe it was January. Okay. So does everyone understand we use those verbiage because we're trying to say purple, 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 purple. And then they're like, I want to do purple. Whatever purple is, I want to do that. Okay, so that's why you got to use those additions. So we're gonna start using the green verbiage in addition to the normal now. So if you've scripted, you're fine because you probably have this ready in your mind and you've done what you're supposed to do, right? So adding the green paragraphs, not too hard. You follow? So if you script the normal interview, that's great. You just want to make sure you read the green paragraphs, maybe before the interview to get ready to use them, and then you read them again during the interview. And you should be reading the interview anyway, right? Last thing, guys, next Friday, I'm gonna leave it loose. I'm gonna be in New York City from Tuesday to Thursday. I'm going to the Knicks game with the president of the company. Please win President's Club, guys, if you haven't yet. Specifically, this is the last semester you can win President's Club from Bruce Goodman. He's retiring as president of our company, and having his autograph on a President's Club letter is, in my opinion, awesome. Worth your time to make sure you hit President's Club. You got to sell 4K between now and the end of the year. No matter what you've done so far this semester, sell 4K between now and the end of the year, and you win President's Club. And I'm going to be with him next Tuesday through Thursday. So I'm going to leave the Friday call as a maybe, noon to 1, because what do we have on Saturday? TLA meeting. 9 to 2, the last hour we'll go get some food. So it'll be like 9 to 1, and then we'll all go somewhere and get a burger or a burrito or whatever it's going to be. Okay, guys? So plan that out. Make sure it's in your calendar, 9 to 2. If you haven't finished scripting, finish scripting, right? And then let's get ready on this social media, on these messages. Is everyone cool on that? All right. Thank you.